Let's have the perfect day here in Hollywood Studios. Hey everyone, I'm here at Hollywood Studios today to have the perfect day. And I just like my other perfect day videos, I did not rope drop because I enjoy sleeping in, and I did purchase multi-pass lightning lane. So at like 7:30 3 days ago, I purchased multi-pass lightning lane. Could I have gotten better times if I purchased right at 7 a.m.? Probably, but I was in a meeting for work, so I got what I got. But I was able still to grab a lightning lane for Rock and Roller Coaster, which is happening right now. I gotta go get to that. And I was also able to get Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror, and a single pass lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance today. So it's gonna be a really great day. Like I said, my Rock and Roller Coaster lightning lane has started already, so I can go ahead there and scan in already. And once I scan into that, I'm gonna hopefully grab Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because I would really like to do that today. I also have plans to do Star Tours and Smugglers Run, but those don't really need lightning lanes for them, but if I can get them, why not? But the lightning lane for Toy Story Mania isn't until later this evening, and I did make my Tower of Terror lightning lane for like 8 to 9 p.m. because I love riding that at night. It's just so pretty when the doors open and you can see everything lit up. So who knows if I'll be able to get lightning lanes for what else I'm looking at, but I'm also going to hopefully do the Frozen show and the Indiana Jones show and just have a really great day today here at Hollywood Studios. So let's go scan into Rock and Roller Coaster to start our day.
Rock and Roller Coaster is a thrilling high-speed coaster where you're tagging along with Aerosmith to their next concert. This is the only coaster in Disney World that has inversions, and it does have a 48-inch height requirement.
I love that ride so very much. Used to hate it, love it. It was a posted 100-minute wait. With lightning lane, it only ended up being 11 minutes. So that is one that I will buy lightning lane for, honestly, sometimes, just to ride that, because it does get a really long line, especially now that they've announced that it's being replaced with the Muppets. And it is busier here today, so really glad that I was able to grab that lightning lane. And once I tapped in, I was able to get a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for about 5 p.m. tonight. So that actually is my next lightning lane at 5 p.m. and it's currently noon. So now is going to be kind of doing some smaller things like lunch, stopping by Baseline, watching the Frozen show, doing Star Tours, doing the Indiana Jones show, which honestly is a perfect day here at Hollywood Studios anyways. So let's go. I don't really know where I want to go next. I don't think I'm going to make the 12:30 show of Frozen if I want to get a drink beforehand. We'll see. I'll either do Frozen or Star Tours next, so we will see.
For the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration is just that. It is a Frozen sing-along, but it's not your traditional storytelling. There are some narrators who tell great jokes, and this is a perfect show for the whole family.
I love the Frozen show so much. The narrators are always such a good time. No matter how many times I see it, I always laugh, even if it's the same jokes. Not gonna lie to you guys, I might be going back for another showing because I walked in like right as the show was starting, and I was kind of in the back off to the side, so I kind of want a better view. So there's a chance I'm going back to that later today because it's the perfect day after all. Now I'm in Star Wars Launch Bay and I'm gonna go meet Darth Vader. I'm gonna see how long the line is with the normal meet and greet, but because I am a Disney Visa card holder, there is a special meet and greet for card holders. For Darth Vader, the line is oftentimes shorter, and it is a person taking the pictures, not one of the camera boxes, which I honestly feel like gets you better pictures. So I might do the Visa card holder, but we'll also take a look at the normal line as well. This is also where you can meet BB-8 and Chewbacca, if you're more into those characters.
Take your place beside me.
Yes, sir.
There is pride and power within you.
Yes.
Both must be used with great care.
Absolutely, sir.
Proceed.
So that took like 2 minutes to meet Vader. I did use the Visa card holder because I do prefer having an actual person taking the pictures versus a box. So if you are a Visa card member, I know that the Vader meet and greet for that closes at 4, so get here before 4. Otherwise, there was no one in line for the regular meet and greet, so maybe like 2 groups, so not a super long wait. It is really fun to go and meet them. And I think now we are going to do Star Tours because I think it's like a 15-minute wait-ish. I don't have a lightning lane for it. Honestly, rarely do you need a lightning lane for that one, and if when I get over there, it's a long line, I'll just grab a lightning lane for it later. While I was in Frozen, I did make a mobile order for lunch over at Ronto Roasters, so we will head there after Star Tours, which is kind of why I went from Frozen here to go back that way, because otherwise that would have been a lot of back and forth.
Star Tours The Adventures Continue is a motion simulator ride where you are going on some adventures with R2-D2 and C-3PO. There are a variety of scenes and you never know which ones you're going to get. There is a 40-inch height requirement for this ride.
Star Tours was amazing as always. I loved the ride so much. Close to 5-minute wait by the time I got over there, and it was a true 5-minute wait. So I'm never going to complain about 5-minute wait for Star Tours. Then after that, I headed over to Baseline to get the Super Berry, the acai, I don't know, whatever the new cider is called. It's not nearly as good as the Bloody Orange hard cider, but as someone who's not a huge beer drinker, it makes do. And I love to get this nice cider. It's sweet, it's tart, it's nice. Again, not the same as the Bloody Orange, but whatever. I like to get that when I come over and get my Rancho wrap for lunch. I love mobile ordering it because it just makes things so much quicker. It has been a minute since I've had a Rancho wrap, which is shocking because it is my favorite meal in this park. I do prefer to get it from Rancho Roasters because I'm not feeling like the banana or plantain chips that come with it when you get it at Docking Bay 7. Docking Bay 7 starts serving them after 3 p.m. when Rancho Roasters closes. So, yeah, really happy I got this. It's definitely hitting the spot. The sausage is cooked perfectly. The grilled pork is cooked perfectly. The peppercorn sauce just adds a nice tang. The cabbage slaw adds a nice crunch. It is hands down my favorite meal here. And then I think after this I'm going to try to get over to Indiana Jones because that, I think, that's the last showing of Indiana Jones is at 4:30 and Frozen has shows at 5:30 and 6:30. So I'm definitely doing Frozen again just because I want to get a little bit closer to see, and I love that chip so much, and you can see it 5 times and it'll be slightly different every time. So I'm going to try to do Indiana Jones and Frozen and just kind of chill and vibe. Definitely going to pop over to Baseline because one of the bartenders who I'm friends with, I haven't seen in months, is there today, so I'll definitely be hanging out there for quite a little bit. And then this evening is when I have my lightning lanes for Mickey Mia's Runaway Railway, Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, and Rise of the Resistance. So we got a little bit of a stacked afternoon. But I do think after this, depending on timing, I will hop on Smugglers Run Single Rider because I'm right here. The Single Rider on Smugglers Run is always really quick. So I'm gonna have my nice little lunch, and I will see you guys in a bit.
Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run is a motion simulator ride where you are flying the Millennium Falcon to smuggle some cargo for Hondo Ohnaka. And in this one, what you do actually determines how well the Millennium Falcon flies. There's a 38-inch height requirement for this ride.
So I did end up hopping on Smugglers Run after lunch. It was a posted 95-minute wait, which, unless you are a such a diehard Star Wars fan, and I mean, I love Star Wars. I would never wait in a 95-minute line for that. Single rider, though, was a walk-on. I walked up, there were 2 people in front of me. One was put in the group that went like before me, and then I was put in the next group. So literal walk-on in single rider. That single rider line is one of the best single rider lines here because of the numbers in each of those groups. 6 people in a group really helps single rider lines, and that one does have 2 single rider lines. You either, as you're walking down the hallway, go straight or make a quick U-turn. So I love that ride for single rider line. I saved literally 94 minutes by doing single rider line. So now I'm going to head over to Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular because that starts in 45 minutes, so I do have a little bit of time. And then we'll see what we're doing from there. My Mickey and Minnie's Lightning Lane is my next one, and that is at 4:55, and it is currently 2:30. So I still have a little bit of time, so I'm going to be able to do Indiana Jones and another show, Frozen, before my Lightning Lanes for this evening. So let's go to Indiana Jones Stunt Show Spectacular, which is something I haven't done in quite some time.
The Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular shows you how some of the amazing stunts and special effects are done in the Indiana Jones movies. This is such a fun show that everyone will love.
Okay, so I did not end up seeing Frozen again, but that is because the single rider line for Rise of the Resistance was like 10 minutes to get past the room with the stormtroopers, and then like maybe another 5 after that point. By the time I got off of it, it was when the Indiana Jones show was going to start. So I didn't see the 3:15 Indiana Jones. I went to Baseline, grabbed another drink, chatted with my friends for a little bit, and then saw the 4:30 showing of Indiana Jones. And now I am having the Buffalo French fries, and I went to Tune In Lounge again and grabbed another loaded Schofferhofer, which is essentially the grapefruit beer that you can get also in the Germany Pavilion, but it comes with a shot of Deep Eddy's grapefruit vodka just to up the ABV a little bit. And you really can't taste the vodka, so this is my preferred way of drinking it. So I'm just gonna, I was getting a little hungry, so I just figured I'd grab a small snack before going to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, because my lightning lane for that started 20 minutes ago. So I'll finish this, and then, so I have my Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that has already started. My Story Mania is in about an hour and 15 minutes. My Rise Lightning Lane, which even though I did single rider for that, I'm going to ride Rise again because that is such a phenomenal ride. I will ride it multiple times, especially because the single rider line, you don't get the first 2 scenes. You go right into the room with the stormtroopers. And then Tower of Terror is later this evening. If, when I tap into Mickey and Minnie's, I can get an alien swirling saucers, I'll ride that just because why not? But that's not a priority for me. That is not necessarily something I feel the need to do on my perfect day. But if I can do it, why not, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna have the snack and then hop on those rides. And Baseline usually closes an hour before park close, and I want to go there one more time tonight because, like I said before, I'm friends with all the bartenders who are working today, so I want to say hi to them a little bit. So yeah, and I did bring my camera that I kind of forgot that I owned to take some cute pictures tonight. So yeah, we're gonna ride some rides tonight and just have a really chill evening here in Hollywood Studios, which is my favorite time to be here anyways. So it's gonna be a really great evening.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a trackless dark ride where you are going through a cartoon with Mickey and Minnie. This one has no height requirement, so it's perfect for everyone.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was a posted 55-minute wait, ended up being 3 minutes with Lightning Lane, so really glad I was able to snag one of those. Now I'm kind of in between Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge because my Toy Story Mania Lightning Lane starts in 15 minutes, so I just kind of headed over this way and got out of the massive crowds that are always in Toy Story Land to kind of sit and hang out until my Lightning Lane starts. And then after that, I will kind of just hang out in Galaxy's Edge, maybe take some pictures. I have a camera that I honestly forgot that I owned with me that I kind of want to take some cute pictures over in Galaxy's Edge. So we'll do that, and then maybe grab one last drink at Baseline before going over to Tower of Terror for our final ride of the day. When I scanned into Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I looked to see if I could get an Alien Swirling Saucers Lightning Lane, and by that point they were all gone for the day, which not a big deal. I'm not a die-hard Alien Swirling Saucers fan. I don't need to ride that. If I had been able to get Lightning Lane, it would have been great just to add one more ride to the day, but it's not something that I have to do. As much as it makes me giggle and as much as I enjoy that ride, it's not a must-do for me. It's more of a, if I have time, if I can get a Lightning Lane, if the line isn't kind of long kind of ride. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of chill until our Toy Story Mania Lightning Lane, and fingers crossed I get close to my high score today.
Toy Story Mania is a shooter-style attraction where you can compete against your family to see who gets the best score. There's no height requirement for this one.
Okay, I know I'm impossible to see right now, but the lighting where I am is not great. Toy Story Mania was a posted 40-minute wait. With Lightning Lane it was 9, and that might have been my most embarrassing score in years. Normally I get at least 200,000, and this time I only got 180. I don't know if I'm just tired or if I just haven't ridden that in a while. I think it's just I got tired. I could feel my arm tired on that one. Still got best in vehicle, but I was also against children. So I mean, a win is a win. I'll take it, but it was not the kind of win that I would have liked. So that's unfortunate for me. But now I have about 35 minutes until I can tap into Rise of the Resistance. So I think in the meantime, I'm going to grab one last drink from Baseline because they close in an hour and I won't have time to wait till my Rise Lightning Lane, ride Rise, and then get to Baseline before they close. So I think I'm going to grab a drink now, and then I'll be able to do Rise and Tower of Terror back to back, and then that's probably going to be it for the day. So yeah, let's go grab a drink from Baseline to end the night, and then 2 more rides.
Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is the top attraction here at Hollywood Studios, where you're going to join the Resistance to fight against the First Order. There is a 40-inch height requirement for this one.
So Rise, posted 30, only ended up being 2 in Lightning Lane. But if you ever see Rise at 30, get in that line because 30 minutes on Rise is such a great wait time. And the ride is 20 minutes long. So your bang for your buck at a 30-minute wait is so worth it at that point for Rise. So now we're gonna head on to Tower to end our night, possibly. I might check on Rock and Roller Coaster to see what it's looking like after I do Tower, but let's go off to Tower.
The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is a drop-style ride where you are boarding a haunted elevator. This one does have a 40-inch height requirement and does tend to make some kids nervous.
So just like Everest, I have such a love-hate relationship with Tower of Terror. I'm always so nervous getting on it, and then after the first drop, everything is fine, and I love it. So this time I was a little less nervous getting on it, which made me happy, I guess. But I do really enjoy that ride, especially at night because everything outside is lit up. So that was really fun. I did pop over to Rock and Roller Coaster right after just to see if the single rider line was open and see what the wait time was looking like. Single rider line was closed by that point, but to the group that exited out of the single rider line, I don't know if they were coming out of single rider or coming out of the standby. If the single rider line is closed and you take the chain down to exit, put it back up, because it made it look like the single rider line was open. Luckily, I saw them open it to get out and then just leave it on the ground, so I talked to a cast member and I put the chain back up for them, because if it's closed, close it back up. People, respect cast members, be respectful, don't leave things open if they're closed, just be kind in the park. So luckily I did see that, and no one had gone into the single rider line in the time that I was talking to the cast members. But yeah, if you're undoing a chain to get out of something, put it back when you're done, because it's there for a reason. So that's just my little PSA of the day for park etiquette. But yeah, I've done all my lightning lanes for the day. I've done pretty much everything except for Slinky Dog and Alien Swirling Saucers, which Alien Swirling Saucers is a whatever, and Slinky Dog, those lightning lanes were gone pretty much, I think, by the time I booked them. And if they weren't, I was going to do Rock and Roller over Slinky Dog any day of the week. So we're just going to kind of have a chill. Park's only open for another 24 minutes, so chill 24 minutes. Might grab a little sweet treat on the way out. But yeah, it's been a really great day here at Hollywood Studios. Okay, so I stopped by Rosie's to pick up the peanut butter pretzel cookie thing. And I ate like half of it while I was doing math. It's just that good. It's the perfect amount of like crunchy peanut butter with pretzel in the cookie, with a nice layer of jam on top, and like a white chocolate piece on top to make it look like Fantasia. It's falling apart as I try to eat it, which is totally fine. But now, while this, like every other Perfect Day video, is not a full-fledged multi-pass video, I do like to share the details of how much I spent, how much time I saved, and that kind of stuff. So that way, if you're planning your perfect day, you kind of have an idea of if multi-pass and or single pass will help you. So for the 4 rides I used multi-pass on, which I think has been the lowest number of rides I've done multi-pass with. I think Epcot, maybe I only got 1 more, and that's just because Epcot has small rides that are easy to grab multi-pass for. This park has a lot of really good rides that multi-pass can go really, really quick for. So even before I ran these numbers, Hollywood Studios is a park that I would recommend multi-pass for if you don't want to wait in long lines. And I think once I tell you these numbers, you will agree with me. So over the 4 rides, 4, that I used multi-pass on, the total posted wait was 235 minutes, which is 3 hours and 55 minutes. Almost 4 hours of waiting in line that I could have done. With multi-pass, I waited 25 minutes total. That means I saved 210 minutes or 3.5 hours, which is wild. That means, so multi-pass today was $27. So that means I spent 12.86 cents per minute that I saved, or 7.78 minutes per dollar. Honestly, that in this park is worth it to me. Rock and Roller Coaster at 8:30 tonight with half an hour park time was still a 75-minute posted wait. I don't think that dropped under an hour all day long. Tower of Terror, I don't think it dropped under 40 minutes. Everything today was super busy, and that is pretty much how Hollywood Studios is. Every ride, except for Star Tours, is usually going to have high waits. So $27 to spend to only wait 25 minutes when I could have waited almost 4 hours is so worth it to me, especially in this park. Parks like Animal Kingdom and Epcot, I don't think multi-pass is super worth it. I think if you have a good rope drop strategy, you can get the big rides done with minimal wait. This park, even with a good rope drop strategy, is so hard to do with only a 25-minute wait across all of the big banger rides. Had I rope dropped this, and had I been a resort guest, I could have been able to rope drop Slinky Dog Dash, get the lightning lanes that I had today, and I would have been able to do pretty much everything in this park with minimal wait. So, like I've said in my other videos, if you want to see a rope drop for this park, let me know. I will make that video. I did also purchase an individual lightning lane, a single pass, a single pass lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance. I did also do single rider. The line for single rider, I believe the wait time for Rise, I did not look to see. I was just in such a rush. I believe it was 55 minutes and I waited like 15 in single rider for that. But with multi-pass, when I did it, the wait time was 30 minutes, which if Rise of the Resistance is a 30-minute wait, get in line for that. That is shocking that it's that short of a wait. And the ride is like 20 minutes long, so waiting 30 minutes for a 20-minute ride is so worth it in my opinion. But because I had purchased the single pass for it, I only waited 2 minutes, which means I saved 28 minutes. That one was a $20 single pass, which is probably one of the more expensive single passes that you could purchase, which is why I say if you can rope drop it, or if you are okay doing single rider and the single rider line is not long, because I have been here when the single rider line is like an hour long, but that was also when the standby line was 2 hours. So I only saved 1.4 minutes per dollar, or 71.43 cents per minute. So that one definitely is probably the time that I rode it is probably the lowest bang for your buck. Had I done it earlier in the day when Rise was an hour-long wait and I would have only waited 5 minutes, that would have been a better saving. So it just kind of was the time of day that I did it, which could be the case at night. Sometimes it can be shorter, sometimes not. I've done it at night where I'm literally the only person in my vehicle. So that one at night, it's either going to stay a long wait because people know that they can get in line up until the last minute, or it's going to be dead because people are trying to get over to Fantasmic. So again, rope drop it, or if you're comfortable splitting up and single rider is open and not super long, do single rider for that one. But this park, I think that getting multi-pass is so worth it because everything here is such a banger, except for maybe Star Tours and Alien Swirling Saucers. And I say that with love for Star Tours because I adore that ride so much. Plus, I was also able to do Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular and a Frozen show. And Smugglers Run. I did Smugglers Run with a single rider, and I walked right onto that, but that's pretty common for Smugglers Run single rider. So I think today was absolutely amazing here in Hollywood Studios. This is probably my favorite park. I love it so much here, and I could just hang out here and do nothing and have a great day, but it is always fun to be able to do almost every ride in the park. So I'm going to finish this cookie and then head home because tomorrow I'm headed to Magic Kingdom for my perfect day at Magic Kingdom. So I don't remember what order I'm releasing these in, so either check it out on the channel already or it'll be out in a week or two. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, like this video, and follow me on all my socials. Those will be linked in the video description. Night, guys!